Are we streaming? Are we streaming? We're streaming. There we go. All right. Hey everyone. Oh, let's get the mic in here. Hey everyone. Welcome to another Webflow Workshop. Happy Tuesday, everyone. This is going to be fun. Last week, Webflow launched Flexbox. So if you're not familiar with Flexbox yet, go to flexbox.webflow.com. Oh, pause that. Okay, now I'm set. Okay, all right. So yeah, flexbox.webflow.com. And if you've never played around with Flexbox before, which I don't blame you if you haven't, it's very, very new to the web design community. You can play a game that'll help you understand some of the fundamentals of Flexbox. So go ahead and play that game. Try to beat all the levels. There's like 28 of them, and the last one is very tough, but once you beat it, you're like, yes, you know, I mean, the last level has to be hard, like in any other video game, right? So before we get into it, I want to say thank you to everyone who's joining me live. Josh, Ron, Defana, Marsha, Kajil, Jason, Nav, who else am I missing? Nico, yes, Robert. Thank you guys so much. Love it when you guys interact in the chat room. If you guys have any questions as I go along, ask them and I will answer them as best I can. Also, later on the show, I'll make sure to review some of the work that you're doing in Webflow so we can all take a look and review it from a UX perspective. So what am I doing today? Let's see here. Why do I have this website up? The Verge. So The Verge is a technology blog, technology news site. And they have a very unique layout and one that could be accomplished with Webflow. Webflow's Flexbox. And I'm going to do a very high level type of layout building where I just use color boxes. I'm not really going to use any images, but just use color boxes just to represent the layout of this website. And yeah. So just want to make sure. Oh yeah, flexboxgame.com. Thank you, Joss, for pointing that out. Flexboxgame.com is where you can play that game. And here we go. Let me close this. Cool. All right. So this site has, we're not going to even do the nav bar. We're just going to do very basic stuff right now. So this grid right here, it looks like we have 3 columns and also 3 rows. But this one and this one, these two take up 2 rows. Okay? In the old way, we would have used the columns component in Webflow, and then we would have to size each of these to like these rows would be like 33%, and then this one, I mean 25%. Actually, no, yeah, 33, 33, 33. This would be like some sort of 25%, and this would be 75% or something like that, or 66 and 33. So it gets kind of crazy because you're playing with percentages. Well, this is where Flexbox comes in and just does the math for you. Because as a designer, ain't nobody got time for that. You want to do your design. You don't want to have to deal with math. So let computers do the math, right? That's why we have calculators. First question: can you do that with the CMS? That's a great question. You can, in a way, and I'll explain that later, but let's first go into the layout. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a container because that's a centered 960 width div. Okay, and now let's go ahead and put in a basic div block, and this one I'm going to call flex parent. Okay, and this new little nifty guy right here, he seems like, you know, just another button, but if you click it, Boom, you have a lot of options to play with. I know it can get kind of confusing, but after you get used to it, you'll understand what all the iconography means, okay? And it kind of looks like other graphic program icons, you know? Graphic design programs where you have like something that's center to the right and so forth. And so play around with flexboxgame.com to get more of an understanding. All right, so we have this guy right here, flex parent. And inside of this, I'm going to drag it. I'm going to put in a div block. And so here's my thing right now. We have a container, flex parent, and div block. And now if I give this a class of, actually no, if I copy and paste this 2 times, 1, 2, there we go. They're acting just how they're supposed to act. Okay? And now, I'm going to, each div block, I'm going to give it a class name of flex child. And see right here in the sizing, because this is a flex child, this is flex child settings, okay? So the parent actually has this button on. Because that parent has this button on, that means I get extra sizing settings while I'm the child right here. Okay? And so notice how the sizing is shrink if needed. No, I want them to push out. Okay? So I'm going to push out like this to fill the empty space. And there we go. Now notice that this one is pushing out as far as it can until these guys. These guys don't have any class names. It's just sitting there. So I want to make them 3 columns evenly. Now, before I would have to use the columns component, but now I can do it even faster by just giving it a class name flexChild. And now look, we have 3 columns, but I can play with that even more and fix this column 2, and there we go. Now we have 3 equal columns without using the columns component. Is Flexbox a replacement for using columns? Yeah, it can be. You get more of a control with it, and you don't have to play around with percentages. See, notice right here, I do the sizing to fill empty space, and we gray out the width right here. You can't play around with this anymore because it's being set by the FlexChild settings. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Colton, yes, I'm going to show you guys some CMS stuff if I have time. You would have to use toggle switches. In my mind, I'm using toggle switches to make this layout work. Okay, so now we have the 3 columns. Awesome. Now we need to have 2 rows. Okay, but without using percentages in the heights. In the height right here. I wouldn't use this. All right, so I'm going to, okay, I've practiced this before. So let me see if I can get it right now. I'm going to drag in 2 div blocks here. So we got one basic one inside of that first column. So we have 2 of them. Okay? And now what I want to do is this first one right here. This first one right here, I'm going to give it a flex grandchild. Okay. And this one, the same thing as well. Cool. And so now, what did I want to do? Hold on. Let me go back to the parent. So this parent, I want it to be as big as this guy right here. So I'm going to say it's like 600 pixels tall. So I'm going to do the height 600 pixels. And there we go. Okay. Now notice that these guys right here, the flex grandchildren, they don't stretch down. I want to make them stretch all the way top to bottom. Okay? So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to make this flex as well. Okay, and so notice how they're stretching down now, the flex grandchildren. They're stretching down because this flex child also becomes another parent. Okay, hopefully that's not confusing, but as the more you mess around with it, the more you understand. Okay, and now right here on the layout, I have the direction of row. I don't want it row, I actually want it a column. And so I have that option right here. Okay, now we're back to where we started, but now I have the option to go here to flex grandchild, and notice how it's shrink if needed. Now it's the same thing as the rows pushing out like we did with the 3 columns, but now I can fill empty space. And look at that, we have a 50-50 right here already happening, and we didn't use any percentages. Okay? Dan says Flexbox is a game changer. Love what I see so far. Yeah, it is. I've been playing around with it for a bit, and I'm like, whoa, what? I don't have to do math? Awesome. Okay. And so this top one right here, if we look at the verge again, this one is actually 2 times as big as this one. So let's see if we can do that with Flexbox, okay? So here we have the Flex Grandchild, and now we have the sizing to fill empty space, but here's this little cog right here, okay? I can make this a 0, Flex Shrink, and the Flex, what's this called? Flex Grow, I can set it to 2. Alright, and then this guy right here, oh, well, let me fix that. Sorry. Back up. I need to add a combo class, so I'm going to call this 2 rows. Okay. And now, because it's 2 rows, I want to set this to 0 and set this to 2. And let me give it a background color so you understand what's happening. Okay, that one will be that. This grandchild will be... I'll just use any colors right now. Where's my chat room? Hold on. There we go. Alright. So now I have this one is 2 times as big as this. And I didn't have to use any math. Alright. Nico says, whoa, didn't know that existed. I know, right? It's those little things you find all over Webflow that you're like, oh, what? And then it just opens a whole new door. I would have started singing a whole new world, but that's what I was doing in my mind. Anyways, yeah. And so now if I copy this grandchild, I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste it into the middle column. 1, 2, 3. So if I look here, there's 3 of them. Okay. I'm going to go back to the verge and see we have 3 rows. Well, we got 3 rows. Let me make them different color. Let me add a border so you can actually see what's going on. Could use a crazy, what, 10 border? Oof. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Okay, now you understand what's going on. Okay, and now if I go and copy this again and put it into the 3rd column, and then copy this grandchild, the blue one, and put it in the 3rd column as well, and look at that, everyone. We have the layout for the hero row of Verge. And how long did that take? We need to hear singing. No, not today. Not today. Yeah, so look at that. We got a kind of a 3 by 3 3 columns, 3 rows, and we did that in about 5 minutes or so. I mean, if you remove the questions and talking, could have been 3 minutes or something. But look at that. That's all right. Oh man, that's so fun. So yeah, that's how you can use flex child settings, the directional column, and that advanced thing right here, where the sizing So let me go over that again. So this sizing right here, flex grow, you can set it to 2 times. And this guy right here is set to 1. Super cool. Try it out. Use it on your sites. Have fun. What's next? 2 column. So we have a 2 column, and then we have a bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. 5 rows, 2 columns. Let's go for it. Let's separate. Actually, we have a flex parent, so let's go ahead and drag in another one. jQuery says insanity. Why do the borders make them uneven? Because it's Flexbox doing the sizing for me. And so, you could play around with it a little bit more. You're right. I guess that's just a refining thing that you would probably need to do. But there's a grid for you. Let's keep moving to the next section. We're gonna add a flex parent again. So this flex parent, we just give it a height of 600. So rinse and repeat. We're going to do 2 column, 5 rows. And so how we're going to make columns? Easy. We're going to drag in a div block right here and paste in another div block, and now we have 2. Okay, and so again, we're going to have to make them grow. So let's go ahead and give it a class of flex child, and this one will be a flex child. Now we have 50-50. But this one should be more of a 25. jQuery asks, was Verge created with Webflow? No, but if you're ever wondering, here's a little tidbit. builtwith.com. If you go to builtwith.com, you can type in any website to find out what it was built with. And I'm guessing it's some crazy thing. Ruby on Rails. Shoot. What are they using? They're using a lot of stuff. Alright, back to it. Yeah, The Verge is not using Webflow. But that'd be cool if they did. Flex child. Okay, so we have a 50-50, but it needs to be more like a 60-33 or 75-25. But how I can do this is a flex child, but I want to give it a combo class of 2 column. So I'm going to give it a combo class of 2 column, and we're going to play around with this guy right here again. And I want it to grow by 2. And look at that. No math. And this guy right here, because it doesn't have the 2 column combo class, we don't have to do anything with it. Okay. Here we go. Oh, thank you for that, Godzi. Oh, he's the guy who helped build the Flexbox in Webflow. Yay! Why aren't you a moderator? Boom. Done. You're awesome. Thank you for answering that for us. The slight difference in vertical sizing is because of the border. That's how Flexbox works. Border isn't calculated in that case. There won't be any differences in sizes without border, so that's not a problem. Yay! Everyone a hand for Godzi. I hope I'm saying that name right. Thank you so much for building this. So awesome. And the whole team, of course. All right. So we got those. And now inside of this side, here, let me give it a background color so we know what we're working with. Ooh, too bright. There we go. Cool. And now we need 5 rows. This is simple. All I have to do is add a div block, and we're going to give it a name of flex flex video row. The reason why I'm calling it video row is because these are videos right here. Alright, so I'm just going to give video row and paste it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, or 4 times. Now we have 5 of them. Okay, and of course, I want them all to fill that empty space. And there we go. We have 5 rows. Let's go ahead and give it a background color so you guys see what's going on. Cool, a different color. I'm going to give it a border so you guys can see each row. Change that a bit. There we go. Cool. So, there you go. Ah, good to know. Hail Gazi. Yes, yes. Thank you so much. It's so fun. I mean, I built this in how many minutes? Oh, God. Let's see. Details, tutorials of Flexbox are on the YouTube channel. I don't want to block that. How do I unblock it? Okay, well, there you go. So yeah, we just did the first 2 rows, and now the question on everyone's mind, totally understand, can this work with our CMS? Yes, as long as you're using switches. Let me give you an example. Okay, I would be using switches for each of these because you cannot. Oh, here. Instead of trying to explain, let me go to a demo site. There we go. So I was trying this on my own, and what you guys are asking is, can this work? So we don't want to use the layout of columns with the dynamic list settings. No, we want Flexbox to do it on its own. So here's my blog posts. We have how many? 10? We have 8 of them, okay? And now I'm going to click on the dynamic list right here and give it a class of Flex, okay? Now if I set it as Flex, notice that they're all pushing against each other. And we understand why. It's because whenever there's a Flex child, the default setting is to shrink in and just push to the left. Now if I give this a class name of Flex child, okay, I have the settings set to fill empty space, so now they're pushing out against each other. But Nelson, what if I want to do that thing on Verge that you just did? You know, 3 column and 3 row? Not necessarily possible because we're doing a loop to bring in each of your blog posts. So what I would suggest is, let me give you an example. What I would suggest is removing your dynamic list and setting up one one by one. So let me give you an example. I have a switch right here, so I'm gonna set it as which box this post should go. So this one would probably be, like 1-1, and then 1-2, and then 2-1, 2-2, 2. Godzi, if you have a better suggestion, let me know. And so I would need to play around with my structure. Okay, for example, I'm going to add a switch, and this will be home page 1-1. Okay, And then, ooh, this could get kind of big because I have to add 9 of these. Huh. Home page 1, 2. And so on. So, for example, let me close. Oh, save it. Alright. So this guy right here, he will be on 1, 1. Save. And this guy right here would be on 1, 2. Now I'm going to drag in a div block right here, and this will become my flex parent right there. And then just like we did before, so let me go ahead and add in 3 div blocks. This will be a flex child. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 of them. And then inside of this one, we're going to add in another. Okay, and this one will be, actually, we're already going to have a lot of divs. So this flex child right here, we're going to drag in a dynamic list. And this dynamic list is going to come from blog posts. And now I'm going to use my filter. Okay, I'm going to use my filter where homepage switch 1, 1 is on, and now I only have 1, and I'm going to limit these items to just 1. Okay, and now I'm going to, this flex dynamic list wrapper, I have that selected. I'm going to call it flex grandchild, and this one is going to fill the empty space up and down. Okay. Did that do it for the rest of the thing? Okay. This one's not pushing down. I might have to fix it some way. Okay. So the flex grandchild is flexing all the way up and down. And then now, the sizing would have to be 2 times. Okay. And then I would just do the same thing, but for the home page 1-2. So drag this in. There you go. Right there. Come on. There we go. Connect this right here to blog posts. Filter it. With that on, make sure that the limit is to 1. Flex grandchild. Actually, this flex grandchild right here should be set to, let's see, 2 rows. 2 HP rows. Okay. And I set the grow to 2, and this one is set to 1. So something like that should work out with the CMS stuff, because with the CMS you cannot just call out one single div and say, oh, I want this to be a 2 row, or I want this to have a different flex than the rest. No, once you set a certain style to one dynamic item, you set it for all. Let's see here. Instead of creating a new switch for each instance of the collection item we want in our Flexbox, can we create a new field, maybe a simple number, and sort ascending? Then we can limit to each. I think that would be a better... Let me think about that one. Can we create a new field? Oh yeah! If... Better. I like that. So here's what he's saying. Thank you, Colton. Great idea. So here's what you're saying. Add a field, and we're going to call this number, and this is, we're going to call homepage position. We're going to, right, save field, save collection, and here's what he's talking about. So if I go to row to head, scroll down, and I'm going to remove that. Homepage position is 1. And this guy right here will be homepage position is 2. Great idea. Alright, of course this one is no items found because the filter is there, so filter is homepage position equals 1. There you go. Did that not work? Let's just keep going and see what happens. Homepage position is equal to 2. Oh, because right here, my UI state. Interesting. Doesn't contain any items. Do I have to save? Let me save. Refresh. I made it work in a slider as well. Oh. Let's see here. Row to head. Oh. Duh. 1. And this guy is 2. There we go. I just put the wrong numbers. There we go. So now we have the row to head and standing tall. And there we go. So you can do something like that where it just keeps going. Let me see if I can keep moving with this. So flex grandchild, if I nope, I want the actual, that one right here, the non-combo class. So this one becomes a flex parent, and this guy right here becomes a flex grandchild. Nope, not a flex. Am I selecting the right thing? Ah, there we go. Ha! Got it! Oh, what fun to learn. Boom. Wait. No, not boom. I have to select the right thing. This guy right here. Flex grandchild. I think you accidentally said. I don't believe I needed a filter just sort. Am I putting the right thing? Flex grandchild. What did I do here? Oh, I set it to both. Interesting. Ah, so now you see the layout's working. All right, see, just a lot of tinkering, as with everything in the web. But yeah, any questions? Any questions? And if you have any websites that you want me to review, let me know. Holy heck, it's getting hot right now. Ugh. I need the AC. Okay. Okay. All right. So while I'm waiting for questions or any, okay, but then you have to limit for each. Filter actually is a bit easier, I think. Just sort. How would I'll need to look that one. I'm gonna have to think about that one, or you're gonna have to show me on the forums. But yeah, it's something that is new, and we're giving it to you guys to experiment with, have fun with it. Let us know if you have any other questions about it on the forums. And if you only sort, that is. Okay. If you have any Webflow projects that you're working on that you want me to review, go ahead and post it on the chat room right now. Make sure that it's a .webflow.io URL. I will not be looking at anything that is not .webflow.io. Velmighty, can you show an example how to make navbar with center logo? I mean, one list on the left, center logo, and another list on the right. How to put this in a responsive menu. Yeah, I can do that real quick. Let's see here. We'll use this as an example. We're going to have 2 and then 2. Okay, so before I get into that one, Michael Clay, what's coming up next? Next week, good question. Hold on, let me get his Twitter account. So this guy right here, Jason P. Pimentel. I hope I said his last name right. He'll be on next week. Special guest. He actually wrote the book, literally, on responsive typography. Well, he wrote a book of it. So, yeah, check him out on Twitter. Check out his book. We're going to be talking about the waterfall process that web designers have within their team and how we can fix it. So this should be a really good topic to go over. Where can I get those Webflow t-shirts? This one looks a bit off, mirrored. Oh, how do I mirror my... Let's see here. Can I mirror this? Position, size, properties. I'm trying to see if I can mirror it. I can't flip it, but yeah. Here's the one he's talking about. Yep. Wolf do. Alright, so here we go. This guy right here. So we have a basic nav bar. Alright, and we want to center this logo. Okay. How I would go about it is, let's see here. How I've done it before. I would go about it by making 2 nav menus. Okay, so why don't I have a close? That's interesting. It's probably something I did. Probably something I was playing around with. Alright. So I have 2 nav menus. I don't need that close thing. What is that? And so 1, 2, 1, 2. So now it kind of looks like what we had before, but now we have 2 nav menus. Right? This nav menu right here, instead of it, so this nav menu, naturally, because we make components with their own preset styles, we've already preset it to float to the right. So this one we can just give it a combo class to the left, and boom. And then this guy right here, the logo, it already has a preset. I'm gonna go back to my logo. It already has a preset of left, but I'm going to float it to none. And let's see here. I'm going to put it in between. And this logo right here shouldn't be... Oh, this logo right here shouldn't be that. It should be that inline block. And now I can give it a width of like 200. Center that text. And then margin auto. And show something like that. Something's still not right. Why? Oh, because this is display block. Display inline block, and this one right here, same thing. Something like that. What's going on? Oh, I just thought of something. Why not use Flex? Yeah, so you just do a simple 3-column and flex it. Flex it. Yeah. So let's see here. This container right here, you can give it a flex. Oh, because we have the height 500. So just like we did, don't want to take too much time. I'll answer that. I think ask that on the forums, and then when I get time, I'll recreate a simple tutorial. But great question, Velmighty. It is possible, especially with Flex now. For if you can imagine, a Flex parent, and then 3 divs. And then the middle div will contain your logo. The first div will contain 2 of your nav items, and then the last div will contain the other 2. And so, no matter what, since it's Flex, it's flexible, and you'll be able to make it happen. All right. Could you show another example of using Flexbox in other ways? I thought that's what he was going to do. Okay, since what I just explained right now is using Flexbox another way, I might as well do it. Alright, here we go. We're going to call this FlexNav. FlexNav. Let's see what happens on mobiles. FlexNav, there you go. And this nav menu right here will... Let's remove that. Remove. Excuse me. Alright, and it's going to fill everything. And this guy right here is the nav menu 2. It's going to fill everything. But this one is on the right, so I'm just going to say right. Because I want to push everything to the right with typography. Boom, done. And this guy right here, the logo. Is it already flexing? Oh, it's already flexing. So cool. Wait, this one is no. Nope. There. This one is... Okay, the sizing is correct on all 3. So this is a perfect 3-column. And I think I just did what you were asking, right? What happens in mobile? I think we removed... Did I remove the button? Where's the button? Ah, menu button. Boop. There you go. Oh, did I do a different menu? That's why I need a... Oh yeah, I did a different menu. That's why I had the close button that I deleted. Oh well. So yes. Let me try it again. Actually, I have them everywhere. Okay, well, that's how you would do the... With Flexbox, you have 3 divs. Let me show you. Expand all. Okay, so what I did was I have my navbar symbol, and in there I have a container which I gave it a flex, and becomes the flex parent of all the elements within it. And now all 3 of these elements right here are also flex. They're flex children, and they're doing the right here the sizing of fill empty space. So it becomes 3 equal columns. Okay. And again, you can change these however you want with this cog right here. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. I want to grow by 2. So now, these are 2 times the size, and this is only 1. So now we have a 3-column, but this guy right here in the middle is smaller because it doesn't need as much space as these guys. Because what if you have even more links, for example, like that. Oh, the word categories is too big. So something like that. Cool? Cool. Alright. How about a coming soon page with the div centered in the middle of the page? Now that's... oh, yes. That's one... So... That's one of the awesome parts about Flex. Like... Let me show you real quick. This hero content right here... Wait, hold on. Is this flexing? Okay. So let me remove the flex on that. Let me remove this. Okay, so we have a height of 500, but I want to vertically center this hero content. Now, the old way before Flex, in order to do that, you would have to do so many different things. Like, you would have to give it a position of relative, then go back to the hero content and give that an absolute position and push it down 50% with the top, and then push it up 50% with the CSS transform. Yeah, confusing? I get you. But now I can just go to the flex parent right here, give it a flex, and say center it, and center it. Congrats, you've vertically and horizontally centered your things. Okay, let's go for a bigger example. A whole, let's let me see here. Do I have a video of some sort? Let's see here. Desktop, PC type. Okay, cool. So let's get a full page background video. So I'm gonna drag in this, and then upload a. Let's see here. Let's get a background image. Hold on, I'm looking for a background image. Let's go to SpaceX, of course. SpaceX files. There we go. Alright, cool. So let's go ahead and add a div block here, and we're just going to call it background image. And this background image will be this PC, desktop, launch. Okay, and the cover. There. And now I want to make this a full height 100 VH. Okay, so we have this, and now to vertically and horizontally center something, I'm going to set it to flex. But in order to see this to work, let's add in, say, a button. Okay? And so this button right here, so we have a button inside of a background image, and then the link, okay, sorry, the background image right here, I'm going to justify center, and horizontally and vertically align it center, and there you go. Super simple. So what I did again is give the flex parent a display property flex, and then center it horizontally and center it vertically, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. Flex is so handy. I'm curious though, does the Flexbox layout allow us to do anything that wasn't possible before in Webflow, or is it simply a tool to rapidly control layouts? Yes. Yes, making layouts is much faster. Like I did with the Verge thing, with Webflow components, you would have to use the columns to make 3 columns, and then you would have to set a pixel height for each of these, and then it doesn't really stretch. So Flexbox is really cool because you can stretch things, and you can let Flex handle all the math, whereas you would have to figure it out on your own. Easy vertical alignment. This makes me so happy. It makes me super happy too. Yeah. Play around with it. Okay. Last 8 minutes. Who has a project they want to show off, they want reviewed? Let me know. Any other questions? I'm here for it too. As I'm waiting for that, information from you guys. Mission. Okay. Thank you so much to everyone in the chat room for interacting and having fun with me. The Flexbox is really changing the way we build websites. If you have any questions regarding account, billing, technical issues, hit me up at support@webflow.com. Me or the other customer support heroes, that's Waldo, Will, Dave, and I, we will get to it as soon as possible, within hours, sometimes within minutes. So we're there to help. If you have any design issues, the wonderful community over at forum.webflow.com, all around the globe, super helpful. They are awesome. They'll help you out, and once you find help and you see a question on the forums, how about you help as well, so we can give this, recycle the love, help other people, and also get help yourself. So it's fun, join the community. Isn't it better to use Flex only where it's really needed? Yes. If play around with it. I mean, web design is very it's always all over the place because there's so many ways to do one thing. I mean, if you want full control of everything, then you hand code everything. But with a tool like Webflow, you can do stuff even faster, And so it's up to you how you want to achieve your goals. And in the end, it's all about making your clients happy when you accomplish something really fast. And so the end product, as long as it's clean, the code is clean, and you're making your client happy at a good time, in a reasonable time frame, then there you go. What you've done is correct. You're the best. Oh, Giselle, hello. Yes, hope I see you at the next Webflow meetup. But yes, thank you for watching. What else? So support at webflow.com, the forums. Oh yeah, social media. So down there somewhere, I think I'm pointing at the right thing. Down there, follow us on our official Twitter page. It's at Webflow app, or on Facebook, facebook.com/Webflow. If you want to chat up about anything geeky or web designy, let me know at the Pixel Geek. I love talking about all things geeky, of course, SpaceX and whatnot. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Is there any other question? I'm surprised no one is working on anything this week. Huh. Yeah, what are you guys working on? Let's see here. Something that I helped my wife with, SherpaSquares.com. This one's pretty cool, using a preloader. So that was just a load interaction, so waiting for all the assets to load before it fades out. And then just a basic nav bar. Can you do a quick example of Flexbox layout responding, reflowing on smaller screen sizes? Okay, let's go back to the Verge demo and let's see how it works. Michael Shaw, Rocket League later? Yes, I love playing I was playing Rocket League last night. Yes, Rocket League later. Alright, so here we go. We're on tablet, and look at that. Alright, see, that would be too skinny, huh? What would we have to do? So, because it's all media queries, I can do something like this. Let's go to the Flex child right here, and let's see here. Actually, no, I'm going to go to this Flex parent right here, and do I have it set as column? Okay, I have that one set as row. So these are my columns in one row. Okay, so what I want to do is, I want to set them all, instead of going left to right, I want to go top to bottom. So this is direction row. So what if I do direction column? All done. Easy. Look at that. So now it's all one column. Ah, cool. And then you can play with the order too. Oh, cool. So watch this, watch this. So, say I want this guy right here. So we have the first row, second row, third row. What if I want the third row to be the second row? You know what I mean? So what if the order right here, okay, I'm going to call this Flex Child 3, okay? And then the order is going to be, say 2. Does that work? Oh, that doesn't work. What if it was first? Ah, okay. There it goes. So it went all the way to the top 1. So if I do auto, it's the third row. If I do last, of course it's already last. So if I do first, it goes up to the first. I'm wondering, can I do... Oh, that's -1. Interesting. So what if I do 0, 1? What if I do -2? Huh. Interesting. So yeah, you can play around with these things. Oh, I know. What if this right here, I give it a combo class of 2, and then this one would be last. Done. Got it. Look at that. So yeah, you can play around with this however you want. So see, I have that grid right here, and then I go here, and I just completely flipped it. Oh. Godsee's back. Yes. You can inspect this responsive Webflow preview in similar. Oh, look at that. See, look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is a crazy one right here. And then you go down. Now it's so cool. See, Flexbox, what up? Can you make a horizontal scrollable menu? Horizontal scrollable. Can you post that on the forums? I'm interested to know why you would want to horizontally scroll something, because from a user experience perspective, not many people horizontally scroll unless they're on a mobile phone. I think that's what you're talking about, because you swipe with your thumb left and right. Good question. Such a baller, Nelson. Not a baller, just someone who likes to learn these things, and I'm a geek, and maybe you guys are too, but looking at numbers and boxes makes me excited. I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh my god, but Alright, if there's no other questions and no one's showing off what they're working on, I will see you guys next week, every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Next Tuesday, Jason P., an author for responsive typography, will be on the show. So we're going to switch it up to a guest format instead of the usual workshop, and let's get some insight from a professional. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. I will see ya. Make the web beautiful.